Hey everybody, John here to cover my newest movie review. This time I'm reviewing the World of Worlds 2005 edition. Well, it's not really edition, it's a reimagining by Steven Spielberg. I've got a I'm going to compare this to the what's it called, 1953 version of World of Worlds. Essentially, as those two are the most well-known versions of the story, I'm going to be comparing them. What do I like about this movie? Obviously, this film defeats the other one in case of effects. Tripods look fantastic. The aliens, they look too much like Independence Day's aliens, in my opinion. Then, speaking of the tripods, that foghorn effect, come on. You're not seriously going to argue, are you? I mean, really, that foghorn effect. Just like, you know when to start running as soon as you hear that. The storyline, I've always liked the storyline of World of Worlds, just like, we can't win this at all. And then, the final thing I like about this is Morgan Freeman. He does great as usual, but he doesn't actually appear in this. It's his voice, but you don't really need to hear his voice. You don't really need to see him. It's just his voice. That's the real thing that draws the crowds. But I've got two major problems with this movie, I believe. Dakota Fanning. If I ever hear her say Robbie again, she is way, way, way too annoying. By the end, she wasn't that bad, but the main parts of the movie, she was way too annoying. She's got the same problem that I have with Bruno from the Boy in Striped Pajamas. She's just a little bit too self-centered, if you know what I mean. All she says is either I want so-and-so or I need so-and-so. Or she expects everyone else to know everything. Like, there's this one scene quite early on in the movie where she says, "Where's Robbie?" And Tom Cruise says, "I don't know." She's like, "You don't know?" It's my problem. I don't like people that are like that. It's just really annoying. Speaking of that, Robbie, her brother, his motivations are stupid. Like, he didn't lose anyone during the fight. He doesn't really have to get back at them, per se. I'm not really sure why he's doing that. And here's the other problem I have with the movie. Personally, I like this story. I really do. I think it's very clever. But by the end, the aliens catch cold and die, which is fine. But they say earlier in the film, tripods have been around here for 1,000,000 years, which is fine also. But there were colds around then. So here's my two big problems with the movie. If the aliens can get ill, then how did they get the tripods here in the first place? It makes no sense. Did they send the tripods down there by themselves? In that case, how come no humans saw them and, I don't know, didn't respect them as artifacts? But also, the aliens themselves, they probably knew they were going to get ill at some point, so why did they choose Earth above all? I mean, they had Venus or Mercury or Jupiter. Is it because Earth's the closest? But, yeah, sure, Earth's the closest, but what happens when you get there and it's all in vain because you die as soon as you step out the door? Which is, I don't really get it. Why did they even do that? So, that's my two major problems with the film. I'm going to give the War of the Worlds 5 out of 10, which is the same I give the 1953 version, because both of them are reinterpretations of the same story, just they're told in different ways. So, what do you think? Which one of the two do you prefer? And I'll see you next time in my next review.